Going live. Going live. You're live. Well, that's always encouraging. Man. So today I wasn't sure if I was going to do a stream yet on today or not, but I thought, oh, what the heck. And that. Besides, I don't know if you know or not, but I've got a group on Facebook. It's called Tools for Ghost and Spirit Communication. Well, I consider that particular group as how we them with the different devices and gadgets that we have here. Of course, we have mediums and psychics to do the spiritual link, but we also have those machines, if you want to call them that, EVP recorders, cameras, whatever, to do the technical link. And that, well, this one is about not us talking with them, but them talking to us. And that, your lives keep buffering. Probably a kind of a weak signal, because in this sense it's working just fine. And that, so hopefully it will smoothen out a little bit. It's probably just a bad signal. Either that or there's a lot of people on. It's kind of like a cyber highway traffic jam. And that, but yeah, I tried to talk about when spirit people try to talk to us. It may sound like an easy thing to do for them, but in actual fact, it takes quite a bit of effort. And that now we know that when we leave the physical body, the one tool we use so much down here is the voice box. That's how we talk. And that, but when you leave the physical, and that the voice box is left behind, unfortunately. And that, so it's kind of a frustrating thing for them to have to endure. And that, but yeah, so I actually had a link with someone earlier on today, and they told me how frustrating it is to communicate without really having a voice. And you see, once you leave the physical and you're in the spirit body, and that you have to learn how to use the energy, because you're basically made of energy, okay, spirited energy, and that we have to learn how to manipulate that energy, and so that you can communicate. And see, whenever people, when they go to a high location and they hear weird things, okay, they hear I don't know, screams or screeches, or like high pitch noises, okay, well, that's not necessarily them screaming or shouting. What? Okay. That what is basically is when they speak, and that the vibration that comes off of them, okay, is such a high pitch that when we hear it, it sounds like you know, and that so it's not really an emotional response, but rather it's a way of communication. Okay, it's them manipulating the energy in the form of vibration, and the vibrations can come in different levels, but I think the highest level of vibration is the most audible, and it's easier to get through, where the lower is very, it's almost not audible at all. But it also too depends on how much effort it takes for the spirit person to put out And that, like, if they put in a lot of effort, they really build up their energy and stuff like that, and that's when, at times, if they get close enough to you, they can actually, you know, whisper, and that's why a lot of people, when they hear whispers in their ear, okay, well, that takes a fair amount of energy in order for them to do that, and they have just enough energy to go, hello, just usually just a one word, or a person's name, and that. But sometimes even that's not audible, but it can be audible to a camera or whatever. And that now the easiest way for a spirit person to communicate is it doesn't really take that much energy, and that is what is known as dream channeling. And all that basically is when when you're asleep, okay, your conscious mind is resting, but your subconscious mind is wide open. Okay, and that allows the spirit person to enter in to the and that's why when people dream about a loved one, and it actually feels like they're actually there with them, and they have an interaction, okay, and when they wake up, that they usually remember about 90% of what they dreamt, and they've been encouraged that whenever you do have a dream with a relative in your dream, and that to make a log and that of what was said, and that record what was said. And if you have that dream again, hope you can remember what was said in the first dream, and that especially if you have more than one dream, and that with that loved one talking with you, and that I know I've had that with my mom, and see, it doesn't really take that much energy for them, because the vibration is very low, and you're so open that there's no hindrance, and that the idea of talking with a loved one in dream. That's why a lot of people, they're really heavily into dream channeling, because it's easiest. It's easiest for them, and it's easiest for the spirit person. And making a log of it is always a good idea. That way, if you dream again, you'll have more questions for your loved one. And that I know with my mom, we reminisce all the time. Like, it's been a while since I've spoke with her, but when I did, it was pretty amazing. And I felt like I was there back in time. Like I was, like the time set for me was when I was a kid, and that was pretty exciting stuff. Because believe me, I wasn't the greatest kid, but now unfortunately, for some people, that they want a dream channel so bad, but they don't really believe in it. See, the problem with them is that because they don't have an open mind, they have a closed mind. Okay, so basically, when the spirit person, the loved one, comes to them, instead of having wide open doors saying welcome, the doors are either partially open or completely shut, saying sorry, closed. Well, that spirit person can't get in; they can't talk. And that's very frustrating for the spirit person to say, "Oh, honey, I'm here. Let me in." See, the person is so closed-minded that they almost expect the spirit person to open up the door, come in, close the door. Like, do you know what effort that would take to do that? And having a closed mind, spirit people cannot communicate with people with closed minds. Well, they could, but it would take a huge amount of effort. And even then, they say, it was just a nightmare. Like, they basically dismiss it. But for people that are open-minded, they're very willing and excited to speak to loved one, and that, to me, that's a spirit person's dream. To come in, welcome, have a little chat, leave, wake up. That's why when people when people have regular sleep, they wake up, they're well rested, right? Well, for people that dream channel, when they wake up, at times they're more tired when they wake up than when they first went to bed. And that is because your mind wasn't really resting, rather you were communicating. And that, and, you know, um, and for the person that went to bed, sure you wake up, you're actually tired than that, but you got the knowledge knowing that you spoke with a loved one, and that to both parties involved, that's pretty amazing. Just go to bed early the next night. It's so worth it. And that, but you see other spirit people, and that if they don't know about dream channeling, if they don't know about going into a loved one's dreams, and that, what they'll do is they'll use that extra effort to do stuff around the house. As we all know, lights go on and off, doors open and close, and that, in a way, that's more like, hey, I'm here. Nothing specific. You're just acknowledging, trying to get your attention. That's the lights, doors, footsteps. That's basically just saying, I'm here. And that, but when it comes to the actual interaction, and that's why a lot of people, and that, prefer the dream channeling if they're able to do that, and that. And sometimes, I've had some people actually ask me about this, is sometimes when they do the dream channeling and that they seem to get a lot of symbols rather than words. And of course, that's when it's a good idea to go to a medium that specializes in dream channeling, and they can interpret those symbols, because behind the symbol is a message or a meaning. And that. So, but to me, from what I've experienced, from what I've learned, and that spirit people that come into your dream, they interact with you, and that it's usually just a one-on-one chat, but sometimes it is communication through symbol, and that. And but yeah, so it's like I said, it's to us to talk to them, voice box. When it comes to them talking to us, completely different story. And from the time a person leaves the physical and goes into the spirit body, and it takes a while for them to learn how to use their energy, how to build up their energy, how to manipulate energy, and that, because there's so many different ways a spirit person can communicate, and that is just the question of learning how to do it, and basically just learning how to communicate using what tool, and that, whether it's dream channeling or it's whispers, and that, or if you're a clairaudient, and that it's easier for the spirit person if you're a clairaudient, and it's a clear hearing. That's when they can actually give you, not so much one word, but like a small sentence, and that. And for those who are clairaudient and clairvoyant, oh man, tea time. It's a really exciting time for the person in the physical and the person in the spirit. But for others, and that, but for people that they're waiting for their loved ones to contact them, and it's taken so long, we'll try to understand that depends on how long they've been in the spirit world as to how much they've learned, and that it takes time, and that, and that's why sometimes you can really use these scientific gadgets to help them a little bit, to let them know that you're open to whatever they have to say, and that. And if they give you a quick acknowledgement, like a yes, I'm here, no, I'm here, not knock on the wall, like Are you here? 2 knocks yes, 1 knock no. And that's a good introduction. And that until they've learned the art of communication. And that so sometimes when they have difficulty communicating with you, sometimes it doesn't hurt to let them know that if they're having a hard time communicating with you, to give them a bit of a hand, using the technologies that we have down here, and that just kind of saying, I know you're around, take your time, just, if you can just give us tiny little signs for now until you've learned how to communicate. And when you do, if it's just one answer or just one word, that's fine. Just be understanding with them, because it's frustrating for people in the physical, and it's frustrating for people in the spirit, until the spirit person has learned how to properly communicate and how to manage their energy. And that, because the spirit person that gobbles up all their energy in one session, well, they don't know much about what I call energy management. And that, kind of like using a brand new toy for the first time and you play with it all day and the batteries go completely flat. Same idea. And that, they have to learn, just use a little bit of energy, a little bit of energy, a little bit of energy, instead of just gobbling up all their energy all in one time. And after that, they're completely drained, So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave one of the groups I have that I just remembered in the comments below. It's called Spirits of the Wind. Okay, and that's an ideal group for this kind of topic. And I've been part of that group now for 3 or 4 years or something like that. And it's really a fantastic group for communication, for spirit communication, and that. And I highly encourage you to check out the group too. I'll leave, like I said, I'll leave a link in the description below to the group, and that I think you'll really love it. It was actually started by Mary Herbert Cox, a very dear friend of mine, and that she started the group years ago, and that she asked me to help her with the group, and I've been doing so ever since. And then I've got enough groups to take care of as it is. Because right now I've got about 30, between 30 and 40 groups that I'm trying to run. That's quite nuts. So anyway, people, I'll be doing my stream tomorrow on Monday, by the way, and I'm not sure what the topic's going to be. It hasn't been revealed to me yet, but and Tinker, if I'm having the buffering problem with this live here, and what I'll try and do is do another one just like this. Make sure that it's running smoothly, and because like I said, I think it's a poor signal or a bad signal. Because then this happened to me before, and then it is frustrating. But if you can hear me clearly and smoothly now, fantastic. And so anyway, people, thank you once again for listening to my jibber jabber and if you like this stream, and if you got something out of it, fantastic. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification, and hit the bell icon. That way every time I go live, you'll get a notification. And if you like this stream, hit the thumbs up, but let me know what you thought of it and what you like about it. Yes, that's why I'm getting off now, so I can be part of Derek's. He's been the whole live. Okay, I might have to redo this again, but if not, I'll check it out and see how it runs. If not, I'll have to do it again. Thanks, Tinker, for letting me know. But anyway, if you liked the stream, then hit the thumbs up. But let me know what you liked about it. But if you didn't like it, let me know what you didn't like about it so I can improve it. Okay. And once again, Thanks so much for your time. Okay. And as I was saying at the end of every stream, and that love and light to all. Okay. Until next time. Bye bye.